covering Northern California. You're watching Action News Now, coverage you can count on.
Coming up, taking the fifth, Shasta County tries something new, adding a fifth day to its annual fair. Was it a hit? Happening today, Comic-Con comes to the North State as superhero lovers converge in an annual tradition. Plus, wild times at the annual prep football AllStar game held last night in Chico. Action News Now starts now. Good evening. We begin with the U.S. strikes of 3 nuclear sites in Iran conducted last night in what was called Operation Midnight Hammer. The U.S. says it obliterated Iran's nuclear ambitions. As Willie James Inman reports, the United States is warning against any Iranian reprisals.
Hours after the U.S. launched airstrikes on 3 key Iranian nuclear sites, President Trump declared the mission a spectacular military success.
Iran's key nuclear enrichment facilities have been completely and totally obliterated. Iran, the bully of the Middle East, must now make peace. If they do not, future attacks will be far greater and a lot easier.
During the strikes called Operation Midnight Hammer, B-2 bombers dropped bunker-busting bombs on the nuclear installations.
The battle damage assessment is ongoing, but our initial assessment, as the chairman said, is that all of our precision munitions struck where we wanted them to strike and had the desired effect, which means especially in Fordo, which was the primary target here.
On Face the Nation, Secretary of State Marco Rubio warned Iran against making any retaliatory moves against the U.S. or its interests.
We'll see what Iran decides to do. I think they should choose the route of peace. We've done everything. We have bent over backwards, to create a deal with these people.
On Capitol Hill, Republicans mostly welcomed President Trump's decision, while some Democrats said the commander-in-chief should have consulted Congress first.
I'm always open to new intelligence, but the procedure should have been that Congress was briefed before we decided to enter war and that we actually had a vote on it.
With Israel and Iran in their second week of battle, the IDF's chief of staff said the campaign is ongoing, adding that the Jewish state has targets to strike and objectives to complete. Willie James Inman, CBS News, Washington.
Terrorism struck Syria today. At least 20 people were killed inside a Greek Orthodox church in Aleppo. During Mass, a suicide bomber affiliated with ISIS opened fire inside the church and then blew himself up. As of early Sunday night, reports were that at least 20 were killed and 52 more were injured. Here in the North State, 4 people, 2 of them minors, were arrested late Friday and early Saturday morning. Reading police say they received word that someone was brandishing a gun. Police searched the vehicle of Jacques Evanoff Lewis and Jeremiah Navarro, also a 17-year-old, saying they found 2 loaded guns. A bit later, another 17-year-old was arrested in a separate incident. The 2 minors were sent to juvenile hall. The other 2 were booked in the Shasta County Jail on firearms charges. No one was hurt in either of the incidents. An update now on the Rush Fire in Trinity County. Evacuation warnings are now lifted so people can go home. The fire, which started on Friday, is 80% contained and it affected 33 acres. Here now is a map of that area that was impacted. CAL FIRE has not yet disclosed the cause of the fire. Residents and firefighters are hoping that the weather cooperates. And here's how it looked today in our area from the Devil's Garden Alert wildfire camera in Modoc County. Some scattered clouds in the sky, but dry conditions like the rest of our area. And now for the latest on the conditions, Sade is here with our first look at the weather.
Yes, so let's have a look. This is what you can expect. So for tonight, we're going to be clear and mild tonight. We're also looking at some calmer wind speeds. So I know today those winds were picking up a little bit slightly. As we go throughout the evening, we are going to see those wind speeds start to calm down and give us a little bit of relief. But then as we head into our work week tomorrow, we are looking at temperatures in the low to mid 90s. So we will start heating up back again. This is a look at our low temperatures for tonight. We're looking at temperatures in the valley to the low to mid 60s. For our foothills, we're looking at temperatures in the 50s to 60s range. And then our mountains are going to be in the 40s range. So pretty average temperatures that we're having for tonight. That wind is definitely not going to be a problem for tonight. And this is a look at our temperatures that we're going to be experiencing tomorrow. Definitely back in those 90s range. It's going to be a hot one. All right, back to you, Jerry.
All right, thank you so much, Sade. Well, fun days in Anderson as the fair wound up. This year's Shasta District Fair had something extra, an extra day at the fair. 5 days in all. Jesse Angela reports that the extra day seemed to be well received.
The Shasta District Fair has been a tradition in the area since 1887. Historically, the fair held its last day on Saturday. This year, they decided to keep it open one day longer. Thousands of people came out to the Shasta District Fairgrounds on Sunday and were treated to beautiful weather, free parking, and all of the festivities the fair is famous for. As people lined up to get into the last day of the fair, I spoke with Shasta District Fair CEO Melanie Silva about the benefits of keeping the fair open longer.
It helps the economy locally because of the hotels, people stay to come to the fair, work the fair, the vendors, and then the livestock community, the kids that earn money for college, cars, etc. And then just community getting together and having fun out on our grounds.
The grounds were packed with things to do and see, including live bands, food and drink stands, and all kinds of carnival rides. Vendors here tell me having the extra day is important for their businesses.
Us vendors rely on Saturday and Sunday business, but we were excited to hear that it was going to happen this Sunday, and I'm here again, and I'll be back again next year in the same location.
Fairgoers were also pleased with the extra day. Damian Pink of Anderson tells me what brought him and his family out to the fairgrounds.
Food, obviously, and for the kids to have an amazing time. It's amazing for it to be open on Sundays, and the fact that they're even doing free parking as well, that's also amazing.
Fairgoers, vendors, and fair officials all agree the decision to keep the fair open through Sunday was a great idea. In Anderson, Jesse Angelo, Action News Now.
All right, thank you, Jesse. Well, collectibles, cards, comics, and cosplay contests. Add them all up and you have the Comic Convention, or Comic-Con. It was today in Chico, and our Sade Paulin took to the Chico Women's Club to show us what's hot in ComCon world these days.
Dozens of people came out to Chico today to bask in comic collectibles and comics. They had vendors offering up a wide variety of toys and comics. I talked to some vendors there to see what they were selling.
Today we got a variety of Funko Pops from Disney, Hello Kitty, all the way to anime. We have figures, and we also have plushies. We have some autographed ones that are certified from a lot of the voice actors. We have football players, so a variety of autographed ones also.
Mainly I have Lego. I sell Lego on Bricklink and on eBay. So most of these are like retired Lego that have retired and now they've gone up in value, and I have them for people who missed out on them when they were in stores.
These are watercolors, all hand done by my friend Levi. He's been doing this art for about, I would say, 25 years. Yeah, we have a little bit of everything. Things from childhoods, from the 90s, 2000s, more recent games, Pokemon, just things that people have nostalgia about.
At the event, they sold Funko Pops, Pokemon cards, Legos, and comic books. Some of the stuff that they had was vintage. Reporting in Chico, I'm Sade Paulin, Action News Now.
Now, the largest Comic-Con happens every year in San Diego. This year it goes from July 24th through the 27th, about a month away, and it's at the San Diego Convention Center. Well, last night's annual Lions AllStar football game at Chico High School had nearly as many flags and flaring tempers as it did touchdowns. Nathan Espindula was on the sidelines for a game that brought plenty of action, and not just the scoring kind.
The Chico High Gridiron at times seemed to resemble more of a gladiator arena than a football field, as temperatures flared in the 48th annual Lions All-Star game that put the best from the north against the best from the south.
They say winning isn't everything, but winning is a big part of sports, especially at this level, right? The best of the best, like I said. These guys are used to winning. They're used to being on top.
Well, the game had it all: sacks, tackles, and a lot of touchdowns. The North got off to a great start, taking an 18-0 lead, but then the South rattled off one score after another, overcoming the huge deficit to pull off an incredible comeback, toppling the North.
When it was 18-0, it was just like we don't have anything to lose now. It's our last game, so we're just going to go out with a bang. If that means losing or winning, we're going to just play our hardest, and playing our hardest got us back into the game.
This battle between the best of the best can be summed up with grit, perseverance, and a never-say-die attitude by the South squad.
however much you put into it's what you get out of it. So if you live in the weight room, you live on the field, practice with your teammates as much as you can, you're going to see the benefits of it. And I think tonight showed that too.
A hard-fought victory for the South in a game that lived up to its advanced billing. In Chico, I'm Nathan Espindula, Action News Now.
And in the small schools All-Star game, the North took home the win with a 22-19 victory over the South team. Well, bad news for pot smokers. There may be a link between cannabis and heart failure. And is occasional fasting a good way to lose weight as opposed to a regimented diet? Action News Now will be right back.